Hey everyone, my name's Meredith, and I'd like to welcome you to the Keep It Pro training call brought to you by Networking Wisdom each and every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for the past 8.5 years. This call is brought to you free of charge every week with the intention to teach you specific skills and faith-based principles to get you to the top of where you want to go and how to stay there. It is based on the philosophy that what we make happen for others, God will make happen for us. The host and creator of this call is Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio is an internationally recognized mentor, trainer, and entrepreneur. Although Romacio had extreme success in network marketing, doing over $2 billion in sales with a distribution team of over 750,000 people worldwide, about 4 years ago, he decided to shift gears into the world of international commodities, trade, and finance. Having jumped into this unknown territory, Romacio turned to God for guidance more than ever, dedicating many hours to reading and listening to the Word of God. Over the last several years, he has gone through many ups and downs as he has had to navigate and learn a new trade. As he kept his faith and belief strong, miracles began to take place, helping him through his trials and tribulations. The Word held him steadfast, allowing him to come out on top once again. Having said that, one of his true loves is to teach the Word of God in a simplistic way, always drawing down from his own personal experiences. Every call is unique, and he is led by God when deciding on the topic of each week. God told him to start this call about 8.5 years ago, and because Romacio has been so obedient, God continues to use him as a vessel to teach his Word. I recommend that you go somewhere quiet where you can focus on this call because I know what you're going to hear today will be profound. Without further ado, let me get out of the way and introduce your marketplace minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Are you there?
Absolutely, I am here. Can you hear me, Meredith?
Yes, I can.
All righty. Thank you so much for stepping up, as you always do, and we're so grateful to you for being our host. We love you, and we appreciate you. I want to welcome every single one of you back again for another edition of the Sunday Keep It Pro training call. Guys, we've been doing this call for about 8.5 years, and it's been really, really powerful. It's been a lot of fun. I know I've learned a lot about accountability. I'm sure many people's lives have been touched as well. So I want to congratulate you for jumping on if this is your first time or if this is your 1,000th time being on the call. I want to remind you, just in case you might have forgotten, what your expectations should be for this particular call that we do. This call is always free. We've never charged anyone, and we never will. We've never had some sort of hook or back-end angle. Give me your credit card, buy this T-shirt, buy this pen. We don't do that. This call has been completely free, and it will always be free. Are you listening? Did you write that down? This call will always, 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 always. If I remember to say the word always, it will always be free. Always be free. And I want you to understand why we do this call for free. I want you to get this. Very important. There's a principle. There's a philosophy that I believe in, that we believe in, and we won't deviate from it. We believe in it. And this is the number one thing that we wish all of you that listen to this call, that you adopt from this principle. So number one thing, here it is. We believe what we make happen for others, God will gladly make it happen for me. Now listen, I'm not no fool. I know everyone listening is not a believer in Christ. My hope that everyone would become a believer one day, but I know not everybody believes in the same thing. But I can tell you this. Are you familiar with the law of gravity? You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, it works. The same thing about this principle. What you make happen for others, God will turn right back around and make it happen for you. Now, you might be wondering, what in the world is it? Whatever it is that you've been believing for, whatever it is that you've been praying for, whatever it is that you've been hoping and trying to manifest, but you can't seem to figure it out, how to do it and how that's going to happen for you. Let me give you some help. Use your gifts, your talents, and your abilities to help someone else that you know make it happen for them. Trust me. I know you may think you are worthless. You may not think much of yourself. You may not think that, you're all that in a bag of chips. But I can tell you, there's somebody that sits high and looks low. He thinks you're all that and a bag of chips. And if he says you're all that, then guess what? You're all that. So never mind what you think of yourself or your situation. There's somebody else out there that would love to trade places with you. Even though you may not think too high of yourself, trust me, you are an instrumental part of helping someone else discover and find themselves. What's my point? I want you to understand you're necessary in this game. You are a necessary person on the team, and we need you to play at your highest level. What do I mean play? I need you to find someone that you can encourage, find someone that you can speak life into, find someone that perhaps you can give a hug, a smile, whatever it is. There's someone out there that you can make their day. You can make it happen for them. We all are responsible for someone. Write that down, young man. Write that down, young lady. We all are responsible for someone. I know what you're thinking. Well, yeah, I don't have any kids, or I'm responsible for my kids. Listen, let me say it a different way. We all are assigned to someone. Really quickly before we get into today's message, I feel like some of you just heard what I said, but it's not resonating. It's not digesting. I said we all are assigned to someone. Do you realize you've been working on that job you've been working for maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years? Has it ever dawned to you, even though you've had some good days and some bad days, some days you like your boss, some days you don't, has it ever dawned on you that for this season of your life, that's the place where you were assigned? That's the place where you were assigned. That's the place that, had it not been for that place, that job, that opportunity that you have, perhaps your bills wouldn't get paid. Had it not been for that place right there, so you need to learn how to thank God for that place in your life right there. I know we spend a lot of time daydreaming, and we spend a lot of time wishing, hoping, and praying for where we want to be, but you've got to learn to be grateful for where you are. Once upon a time, I heard a man say, listen, I may be coming in on broken pieces, but I can assure you I'm coming in. All right? So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It just simply means life may not be the exact way that you want it. It may not. But as the young boy said, life be lifing. And as life continues to life, what I'm saying is the one thing that you can control is your attitude. Your attitude. You can't control all of the events that happen to you in your life. I know I sure can't, and neither can you. But you can control the way that you respond. Not react, but the way that you respond to life's adversities. So please, I urge you, I don't care if you remember my name or not, the one thing that I do care about is that you live by this simple principle. What you make happen for others, God will make it happen for you. I know this from firsthand experience. You don't have to be a perfect individual. You just have to try your best to live by principles. All right? So listen, what you can expect from being on this call is we teach 2 specific things every Sunday. Number 1, we teach specific skills that you need to keep you at the top of whatever profession it is that you are involved in, whether it's a job, stay-at-home mother, or whether you're an entrepreneur, small, medium, large company. Doesn't matter, right? We're going to teach you the specific skills that you need. And I want to underscore the word specific, right? The second thing that we teach is we also teach life skills, better known as faith-based principles. Did you catch that? Faith-based principles. And the reason why we teach specific skills and we teach life skills is because you need both of them. They go hand in hand. Okay? In other words, what good does it do if I teach you the skills for you to go make a ton of money, right? And if you don't have all the wisdom, a.k.a. faith-based principles, if you don't have the wisdom to know how to keep the money, how to preserve the money, how to grow the money, how to protect the money, then you're in trouble. That's why we teach both of these. So some Sundays you'll join in and we'll be talking about a faith-based principle. Other Sundays you'll join in and you'll notice we'll be teaching a specific skill. So between faith-based principles and specific skills, that's where we live. We live between faith-based principles and specific skills. That's what you can expect every single Sunday when you join this line. I want to thank you in advance for being here. The only thing I want you to do is share this call with as many people as you know. We don't want anything from them. Notice, there'll never be an ask or a credit card or no. We don't do stuff that way. This is a one-directional call where we are giving to you. And why are we doing this? Because we believe what we make happen for others, God will make it happen for us. All right? Let's get to today's theme. I'm really excited to talk about a subject that I know a little bit about. And today, guys, we're going to talk about mentorship. I feel really, really compelled to really teach this particular topic. And the theme of the flyer is what to look for in a mentor, right? And then secondly, what questions should you ask a mentor? So we're going to be talking about what to look for in a mentor, and we also are going to be talking about what questions to ask a mentor. Now, before I dive into it, I want to tell you that, a mentor this is the most important thing that I'm going to say. A mentor is not designed to be your God. Your mentor is not your God. Would you please write that down? Your mentor is not your God. Is not your God. I want to make sure everybody understands. That's very, very important. Your mentor is not your God. Very important. Before I dive into, how to find a mentor and all that jazz, what to look for in a mentor, I want to really, really take just a couple of minutes to really press in on this particular point. One of the things I oftentimes see is I see people make their mentors their gods. And that is a terrible, terrible, terrible mistake. And the reason why that is such a big mistake is because your mentor, whoever it is that you're choosing, male or female, to mentor you, they make mistakes as well. They're not perfect. They're not perfect. I repeat, the mentor is not perfect. Please write this down or re-listen to the audio as we post it on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel, Romacio Fulcher. One thing I want you to know, anybody that's going to be your mentor, and this includes me, no one should be your mentor for eternity. No one should be your mentor for eternity. No one should be your mentor forever. No one. No one. I want to say it one more time. No one should be your mentor forever. No one. When we look through the Bible, you'll find that every single prophet, they all had a mentor. Okay? What is mentorship? What really is it? I know some people don't really know what the word really means. Mentorship, as I see it, it's wisdom without waiting. Mentorship is wisdom without waiting. Mentorship is wisdom without having to wait. Have you ever said to yourself, I wish I would have known then what it is that I know now? What is the difference between then and now? The difference is you're wiser. You've got more wisdom. Now, where does wisdom come from? Wisdom comes from two places. Number one, your own mistakes that you make will make you wiser. Let me give you an example, give you an illustration. If you keep banging your head against a wall, eventually you're going to become smarter and wiser to realize that your head is not as hard as that concrete wall. So what's the point? The point is, if you keep making mistake after mistake after mistake, or the same mistake over and over and over again, eventually, by sheer default, you're going to get wiser because you keep getting it wrong. You keep making the mistake. So one place that wisdom comes from is your own mistakes through the course of time make you wiser. The other place that wisdom comes from is through the mistakes of others, i.e., a mentor. So which one do you think is faster for you? To learn from your own mistakes or learn from the mistakes of others? Let me say it again. Which one do you think is faster for you? To learn from others' mistakes or learn from your own mistakes? This is why I said mentorship, it's wisdom without having to wait for it. I want to give you one more illustration before we dive in. Solomon is the wisest man to ever live. Have you ever heard Solomon, the prophet Solomon in the Bible? You know, he was the son of David. Okay? Solomon is the wisest and the wealthiest man to ever live. Why is he so wise and why is he so wealthy? He prayed to God for one thing. He asked God for wisdom. He didn't ask God for a new house. He didn't ask God for riches and wealth. He asked God for one thing, wisdom. And God granted him more wisdom. And with that wisdom, Solomon was able to discern all things. In other words, he knew when to do a thing. He knew when not to do a thing. He knew how to do a thing because he always sought after wisdom. That's why, I don't know if you've ever caught it, I don't know if you've ever noticed it or not, this platform that you're on, it's brought to you by a separate company of mine called Networking Wisdom. Wisdom is something I always love to gain more of. Wisdom. I want more wisdom. I want more wisdom. I want more wisdom. Wisdom. Okay? So now as we talk about what to look for in a mentor, you now should understand that the purpose of a mentor is so that you can grow faster in a particular area or a particular subject or a particular topic. The purpose of a mentor is so that you can grow faster. That's the purpose of a mentor. Now, I want to remind you of something I just said moments ago. Your mentor should never be classified as your God. There is only one true and living God. That is God himself, his son Jesus, and of course he left us with the Holy Spirit. There's only one God. Your mentor, if I'm your mentor, I do not want to be your God. I do not want to be your God. I'm not your God. A mentor is someone that has wisdom, an extensive amount of wisdom in a particular area. Write that down. A mentor is someone that has an extensive amount of knowledge in a particular area. No, there is no such thing that you can have one mentor that's just in all areas. No, I would never do that. A mentor is someone that has an extensive amount of knowledge, extensive amount of results in one particular area. So, I have a spiritual mentor, I have a financial mentor, I have a health mentor. Are you getting the picture? Last point I want to make. A mentor should never be your mentor forever. A mentor should never, ever, ever be your mentor forever. Why is this? A mentor is designed to be your mentor for a season in your life. In other words, there comes a point where you're no longer going to be the student in that area. There comes a time when you're supposed to mature. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to, quote unquote, get it, so that now you can move to the next level in your life. I'm going to say it again. What I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, applies to all things. In other words, you don't need a health and fitness mentor for the rest of your life. You don't. At some point, you're supposed to get the philosophies of how to lose weight, how to gain weight, how to sculpt your body, how to get snatched, right? At some point, you're supposed to get it, what it takes, what it requires. I'm not going to tell you how long that point may be. It could be years. But my point is, at some point, you're supposed to get it. You're supposed to graduate. No child stays in 5th grade forever. And by the same token, no student or mentee can remain a mentee forever. At some point, you have to evolve. At some point, you have to grow. You've got to expand. The point I'm making to you, ladies and gentlemen, is a mentor is designed to be a mentor in your life for a particular season. Please write that down right now. The next time you find a mentor or you select a mentor is designed to be a mentor for a particular season in your life, not forever. Not forever. Okay? Which leads me to my next point. When you do find a mentor, I want to talk to you about the principle of honor. It is extremely important that you show an extreme amount of honor towards your mentor. A coach and a mentor are two different things. I'm on this call and I'm coaching people. I'm not mentoring you. Mentorship is a very intimate relationship. And when I say intimate, I particularly mean where you really, really get to know that individual. The mentor gets to know you, your strengths, your weaknesses, your first, middle, last name, your family, how many children you got, where you grew up at. The mentor gets to know your life story. They know what makes you unique. They know what you struggle with. It's impossible to mentor everyone. Mentorship is a very intimate relationship. You can coach millions and billions of people. You can't mentor billions and billions and billions of people. There's a big difference between coaching and mentorship. Now, so when you do select or find a mentor, it's very important that you honor them. What do I mean by honor? You hold them in high esteem. You go the extra mile to do and complete whatever task they give you to do. You honor, you value them. In other words, if they've got 20 minutes right now to talk, and maybe, you might have been at the park playing, and, maybe you might want to stop playing for those 20 minutes because you need the wisdom that they're getting ready to impart into you. You honor them. When you have a mentor, you do. You go the extra mile to show your appreciation. And how do you show your appreciation? There's a million ways to do it, but one of the most effective ways that I've learned to show my appreciation to my mentors is through my application of what it is that I've learned from them. One of the ways that I show my appreciation towards my mentor is through my application. In other words, me applying what it is that they taught me. You know, it's like a good parent. When they teach a child something, they love to see the child demonstrate. They love to see the child demonstrate the thing that they taught them. They love to see that. That means the message was received. So one of the greatest ways to show your appreciation is not just by saying the word thank you. It's by applying what it is that was taught to you. So the bottom line here is you want to make sure you show a tremendous amount of honor towards your mentor. Tremendous amount. Why is that? Because for that particular season, that mentor chose to select you as you chose to select them. For that particular season, the mentor chose you and you chose the mentor. All right? This is very important. So honor is the number one principle that you want to never lose sight of. I mean, you better never forget this. When you find a mentor, someone that has the results, taking time to teach you and teach you the ways and how to be savvy and how to navigate and how to grow faster and grow stronger, be more strategic. And they're basically, again, they're giving you wisdom without you having to wait for it. They're giving you wisdom without you having to wait. And by doing so, you can do what you're trying to do much faster, much sooner, because now you've got more insight or more wisdom on how to proceed. So again, you want to make sure that you go the extra mile to show your mentor an enormous amount of appreciation. And again, let me say this. There's a million ways to do that, guys. For the sake of time, I don't have time to roll out all the ways you show your mentor how you appreciate him or her. But the number one way is to show your appreciation through your application. Got it? Okay, let's move on to the next point. Now, let's talk about what to look for in a mentor. This is where I'd like to, if you're in a position, please take a few notes. If for some reason I'm talking too fast and you can't keep up, don't worry about it. This call is recorded. It is going to be immediately uploaded to my YouTube channel. Once again, that's Romacio Fulcher. Romacio Fulcher. So it'll be uploaded immediately, like today. It'll be up there. So you can just, go re-listen to it as much as you want. So don't beat yourself up if you can't write all this stuff down. It's okay. But now let's talk about what to look for in a mentor. This is critical. All right. Now, when we're talking about a mentor, you can have a mentor in any area of your life you want. You can have a mentor in how to style your hair if that's what you want. You can have a mentor in how to decorate your house. You can have a mentor in how to parent your children. You can have a mentor in how to read faster. You can have a mentor in how to do mathematics faster. You can have a mentor in how to, you can have a mentor on how to be more proficient at your job or whatever business you're in. You can have a mentor on how to grow your money. You can have a mentor on how to invest your money. You can have a mentor on how to protect your money. You can have a mentor for any and everything if that's what you want. All right? But what we're going to talk about, guys, is we're going to talk about what to look for. We're going to talk about what to look for in a mentor. Now, this is huge. This is huge. What to look for. All right? Okay, so here we go. So the first thing, what I'm looking for a mentor. The first thing that I'm looking for is fruit. I'm looking for results. That's the first thing. I'm looking for results. I'm looking for results. So if you're writing that down, that's the first thing I'm looking for. You can call it fruit. You can call it results. It's the same thing. First thing I'm doing, I'm looking for results. Okay? That's the first thing. I'm looking for results. All right? Now, for example, if I'm trying to lose 40 pounds, and if I'm trying to lose 40 pounds in 4 months, 10 pounds a month, I'm looking for, in this example, and this is just an illustration, I'm looking for a mentor that has done what it is that I'm trying to do. Again, I'm giving a weight loss example. But it's not just a weight loss. Let's just say if I was looking to lose 40 pounds 90 days or 4 months, I'm looking for somebody that did it quick. Right? So I'm looking for results. The second thing that I'm looking for in my mentor is just as important as the first thing. Please write this down. The second thing that I'm about to mention right now on what to look for is just as important as the first thing. The second thing that I'm looking for, guys, first thing is results. Second thing I'm looking for, did they achieve their results with morals and ethics? Say it again. Number 2, did they achieve their results with morals and ethics? I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying to yourself, well, how would I know if they did that or not? Don't worry. We're going to get to that point. Do not worry. We will get to that point. But the reason for number 2, because let's go back to our example. Let's go back to our weight loss example. If this man lost 40 pounds in 90 days, but he was taking steroids, well, for me, I'm against taking steroids. That goes against my morals. That goes against what I believe in. I'm not willing to do that. So even though you have the results, the way you achieve them goes against my morals, my beliefs. I won't do it. This is why let's give another example. Let's say, hey, I want to become a millionaire, right? Let's say you want to become a millionaire. Meet this guy. He became a millionaire in 15 months. And then you find out, how did he become a millionaire? Well, he became a millionaire by scamming folks out of money. You see, I'm not going to be a part of any scam. I never have, and I never will. I will never, ever knowingly be a part of a scam. It goes against everything that I stand for. So, again, let's go back to our list. Number 1, what to look for in a mentor. I'm looking for results. Number 2, did they achieve those results with morals and ethics? Very, very, very important. Now, sometimes when you select a mentor, and you want to know how they did what they did they do it morally or ethically? Not always will somebody tell you that. There's a bunch of liars out there in the world. Come on, we know this, right? There's a bunch of liars out there, and this is why you need wisdom. Some folks won't tell you that they cheated to get the results that they have because they're insecure and they want to appear to be more significant than most others because they got the results. So it makes them feel good, even if they got those results by cheating. So what do? You have to use a good sense of discernment. That's why one of the things you look for in a mentor is you look for results, but you look for, have they been able to sustain their results for a particular
for a particular time. For me, this is me. I'm going to tell you what I believe, what I do. I don't like to have a mentor who's what I call a new booty, somebody who just did it. I'm going to say that again. Me personally, you may disagree with this, which is fine. I do not like to have a mentor who's what I call a new booty, somebody who just became a millionaire this last week. They was broke 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden they're a millionaire. And because they got the results, hey man, teach me. I do not like to have, I personally will not select what I call a new booty. So it's just a slang term. Somebody who's brand new at that particular subject that I'm looking to get better in. That's just me. Why? Why am I not drawn to a new booty? Because of what I just told you. I need to know, I see you have the results, but before I submit to you, because we're going to talk about what's required of you as a mentee, you're going to have to submit. Before I can submit, I need to know, again, morals and ethics. How did you do it? So I need to get comfortable with, that's why sometimes when you can see that someone is sustaining, please write that down. There's a big difference between obtaining something and sustaining. Obtaining means with enough persistence, you can make anything happen. Even a broke clock is right twice a day, right? So what are we saying? You can obtain virtually anything with hard work and persistence. You can make it happen, right? So just because somebody obtains something, that's totally different than, do they have the discipline of consistency built into them to be able to sustain it? Write this down. Persistency will get you there, wherever it is that you're trying to be in your life. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, persistency will get you there. Write it down, okay? But, B-U-T, but consistency will keep you there. Consistency will keep you there. So when I'm looking for a mentor, I'm not looking for someone who just got there, who just obtained new money, who just finally figured out right now how to lose 40 pounds, in 60 days, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm looking for someone that's been able to sustain these results that I'm after. And by them being able to sustain, that helps me uncover, are they doing things ethically? This helps me uncover the question of, are they doing it ethically? Can they? Now, some of you may say, well, Romacio, if they're doing steroids, and you said you don't do steroids, which I don't, well, if they keep taking steroids, they can keep sustaining the results. You're right. Remember what I said earlier? I said you have to use discernment. It's not just one size fits all. I'm going to figure out if they have done this legally, morally, and ethically. That's my job. Let me put it to you this way. When you're dating a man or dating a woman, you try to do the best you can, right, before you fall in love, right? Okay, it's no different. You try to do the best you can to get to know them before you accept a marriage proposal. Okay, it's no different. You try to do the best you can to see all sides of them before you go tie a knot and tie a life together, right? Okay, the same thing. So there is no one size fits all. You just have to find out, did they achieve those results with good morals and good ethics? Now let me tell you why that's important. if you are going to follow someone that doesn't have good morals and good ethics in the particular area that you're learning from them on, you're going to end up being just like them. It's real simple. If I'm a drug dealer and I'm teaching you how to deal drugs illegally, if that's what I'm doing, then guess what? You're going to have the same, morals and ethics that I have that allowed me to be successful in the drug dealing business. So you're going to basically be just like me, and that's not going to be good. This is why it's very important that you, again, I can't stress this to you enough. I told you at the beginning of this call, I'm seeing too many people select mentors, and they make their mentors their gods. And so I hope you hear me loud and clear this afternoon that no mentor that you choose should be your mentor forever, number one. Number two, no mentor that you choose should come before your God. No mentor should ever be your God. Number three, no mentor should be your mentor in every single area of your life. For example, I don't let my financial mentor all of a sudden start trying to teach me about spirituality and biblical principles. Did you hear me? Let me repeat it. I want to make sure that I'm clear. I do not allow my financial mentor to start talking to me about spirituality and biblical-based principles. Why? Because I didn't choose him to be my biblical-based principle teacher. I chose you based upon learning a particular skill to grow my finances or to protect my finances or to be a better steward over my finances. I did not select you to tell me if I should be a Muslim or a Christian. That's not what I chose you for. Stay in your lane. So I'm just sharing with you, no mentor that you select should be a mentor to you for every area of your life. I also said to you, no mentor that you select should be your mentor forever. A mentor should be a mentor to you for a particular season of your life. That season could be 6 months, it could be 6 years, but not forever. Not forever. There comes a point when you should have learned the philosophies and the principles by which the mentor is achieving their particular result. Please, I hope you take this single call and you share it with 20 people each. I really do. I really do. I really do. Free of charge. I don't want anything in return from you. I want you to share this call. I want you to share this call. And I want you to re-listen to this call at least 2 or 3 times before next Sunday's call that we're going to do. Very important. So we're talking about what to look for in a mentor. Let's take a quick recap. What we've talked about thus far is we've talked about several things on what to look for in a mentor. Okay? We've done that. And now what we're talking about is we're talking about what questions to ask a mentor. Let's go into the questions. What questions do I ask my mentor? Okay? When we talk about asking questions, I first of all want to tell you something, that when you're selecting a mentor, both of you should be interviewing each other. The mentor should be interviewing you. Now, let me be clear. No one sits down and says, hey, Johnny, today I'm going to do an interview on you to see if I want to mentor you. No, it doesn't happen literally, but I'm telling you, it does happen. The mentor over time is watching you. They're noticing you, and they're mentally deciding, frankly, if you're worth more of their time. So basically, that's an interview. And what I'm saying to you is you should be doing the same thing to the mentor. You should be interviewing them as well. And the reason for this is because once you are done asking questions and you've done your research and you feel comfortable with the answers, the main thing that has to happen in order for you to have success in that relationship with that mentor is you're going to have to submit. So questions come first because questions are going to help you discover things that you need to know. Like, for example, we talked about, their results. Did they do it morally and ethically? You need to know. You need to figure that stuff out. You got to figure that stuff out. And ideally, you want to figure that stuff out first before you ever decide to have them as a mentor. Because once you submit to the mentor, that is the only way that you can begin to progress and have success in the relationship. Once you've chosen the mentor and the mentor has chosen you, what you can't do is now all of a sudden want to fight everything that they tell you to do. Because one of the reasons why you're choosing them to be your mentor is because they have the results that you want legally, morally, and ethically, right? But now the mentor is getting ready to ask you to make some adjustments. It makes some adjustments in the way that you think, some adjustments perhaps in the way that you talk, some adjustments in perhaps your associations, some adjustments on how you spend your time. They're going to ask you to change. Absolutely. And they're supposed to. Because if you already had the results that you desire, then you wouldn't need them as a mentor. So they're going to ask you to make some changes. I'm just telling you straight up. They're going to ask you to change. And in order for you to do the change, you're going to have a submissive spirit. That as long as what you're asking me to do is legal, moral, and ethical, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. You're going to have a submissive spirit. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. Real submission, true submission, it doesn't even begin until there's something that we have a disagreement about. Real submission, true submission, doesn't even begin until there's something that the mentor asks you to do that you do not want to do. Okay? Now, I understand I'm giving you guys a mouthful. And right now we're talking about submission. But before submission, as I said, you have to ask your questions. Okay? Now, one of the things that is very difficult to find out up front is the character of your mentor. I need you to write this down. This is very important. One of the things that's very difficult to find out up front is the character of your mentor. I believe character is something that is consistently displayed. In other words, when someone says to you, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Look, we all make mistakes. We all say things and do things that I'm sure we regret or we would rather not have done. We all do that. But there comes a point when you're evaluating someone, you can't keep making an excuse for them because everybody's got excuses. At some point, you've got to look at this and say, hey, this is a person's character. So it's usually difficult to find the true, real, raw character of your mentor up front. It's very difficult to find that out up front because normally you're blinded by the results of the mentor first, right? That's usually what attracts you. They got the results. They got the fruit, right? But you don't really know how they got it. You don't really know what compromises they did or did not make in their life to get it. You don't know what you don't know. This is why I'm telling you, it's difficult. It's not easy to find out the character of the mentor up front. It's difficult. So what do? Again, you use discernment to the best of your ability, and you begin to engage in a relationship, if you decide to, where you allow them to mentor you, but you keep close watch. What are you keeping a close watch on? Now, I need everyone to listen very hard because we're getting ready to wrap up after this. You're keeping a close watch on, is the mentor asking you to do something that is immoral, illegal, or unethical? Let me say that again. This is very, very important, guys. You begin to engage in a relationship with the mentor, but you keep a close watch. Write that down. You keep a close watch. Are they asking you to do anything that is immoral? Like, hey, man, if I'm going to mentor you, I need you to go sleep with somebody's wife. What? No way. Not happening. Immoral, right? If I'm going to mentor you, I need you to go kill somebody. I need you to go rob somebody. I need you to go steal from somebody. No, not happening. Immoral. Not happening. I'm out. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Right? So you keep a close watch. Is what they're asking you to do immoral? Number one. Number two, is what they're asking you to do illegal? Is what they're asking you to do illegal? Number three, is what they're asking you to do unethical? Unethical. These things are critically important. They're critically important, guys. And if you find that what you're being asked to do is immoral, illegal, or unethical, immediately I quit. I'm done. Immediately. Not even a second thought, I'm done. I'm finished. It's over. Next. That's how this works. I'm so glad that I'm able to teach this to you guys today. I really am. And I hope that you find tremendous value in this message here today, because I believe so wholeheartedly in mentorship. Mentorship is wisdom without waiting. It has helped my life tremendously. I will never stop it. I could talk to you guys for hours and hours and hours upon various different lessons, both good and bad, that I have learned. I'm just really, really grateful that I can give my mother and my father a tremendous amount of credits, because they were my first ever mentors in my life. And I'm super, super thankful, and I honor my mom and my dad. Neither one of them are perfect individuals, but one of the things that I'm so glad that my mother taught me at a very, very young age, she taught me, she said, son, we want you to emulate the good that your father and I do and what we teach you. We want you to emulate. We want you to emulate the good. But she said, son, we want you to eliminate the bad that we teach. In other words, now that I'm 46 years old, I'm able to recognize that even way in, my mother knew that they weren't perfect parents. And now that I'm a parent, I guess I can say I understand that there is no such thing as a perfect parent. But what she chose to be is she chose to be, and still is to this day, a parent that is always preparing her children because she knew there comes a time when the child becomes an adult. There comes a time when the child is no longer the mentee, but now the child steps into the role where they're the mentor. And she wanted to make sure that she established, her and my father, a foundation of good principles, good soil, good truth. She was very adamant about that. And she didn't want it to be a foundation whereby I would be misguided, misled. Ooh. She wanted to establish a foundation that was built upon biblical truth. And I'm grateful to not only my mom and my dad, but I'm grateful to my grandparents, my mother's father and her mom, because they are the patriarch and the matriarch of our family. Both of them are deceased now, but this is where my mom learned it from. So why am I so grateful to them? Because they taught my mom the right principles, the right foundations, which then led into my mom, and she taught my brother and I. So again, do not hear me. I am definitely not an angel. I am a work in progress. But what I'm telling you guys, I'm extremely grateful of my mother and father. They started the foundation. They set a foundation, established a foundation with my brothers and I on what mentorship looks like, what mentorship acts like, what mentorship sounds like. And fortunately for me, I was able to build upon that. So now, coming full circle, 46 years old, I'm able to teach you, all right, hey, listen, this is what you look for, and this is what you abort. This is what you look for, and this is what you don't stand for. I'm able to share this with you with great confidence and accuracy on, yes, mentorship is wisdom without waiting. Yes, mentorship is extremely valuable in our lives. Absolutely it is. But we live in a very tricky world where everybody's looking for followers. Everybody's looking for followers. Everybody wants to be significant. And it seems to be we're living in a world where morals and ethics are just becoming weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. And that's unfortunately sad. It's very sad. Because now that morals and ethics are becoming weaker and weaker and weaker, that means manipulation is at an all-time high. Deception is at an all-time high. But here's the good news. Everything that I'm telling you today, none of what I'm saying comes by surprise to God. God is not surprised by any of this. And the same principles that he taught and he established 2,000 years ago, I'm grateful for people like me that are bold enough, courageous enough to actually come forward and teach these principles in a non-biased way, no strings attached, to really remind people of what the truth is. Good, clean mentorship. Good, clean mentorship. Not manipulationship, but good, clean mentorship, where it's the old adage of you reach one to teach one, right? You reach one person to teach one person. And that is what the original biblical intention was to pass down the principles and the philosophies that can actually breed a very solid life, a very balanced life, because none of us know everything. And all of us need each other, right? This was the original intention. And I'm just glad that I'm on what I call team abundance. I have an abundance mindset. That's the team I'm on. I'm on team abundance, right? Where I believe that there truly is enough for all of us. I truly believe that the more we give, the more that we will receive. I believe in this principle. I live by this principle. This principle has served me very, very well. And I'm glad that I'm able to share this with you guys so that you can also share it with others. So as I started this call, I told you, on Sundays we teach the specific skills that you need to get you to the top so that you can stay on top. Number 2, we teach you faith-based principles. These are the 2 things that we teach on Sundays. Today, we spent some time talking about what to look for in a mentor. We then talked about what questions for you to ask of a mentor. And we also kind of talked about if you do decide to engage in a mentor, okay, we talked about that you need to be able to submit to the mentor. Submission is one of the most powerful things you could ever do. When you submit to something, that means you let go, and you say yes to the instructions. The moment you begin to say yes to the instructions that are asked of you to do, this is when the change begins to happen in you. The moment you say yes to the instructions, listen to me, you may not understand this today. It may take you a while to digest this, but I promise you it's accurate. The moment you begin to say yes to the instruction that is asked of you to do, given as long as instruction is legal, moral, and ethical, the moment you say yes, that is the moment that the change begins to start to take place inside of you. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But it will not happen until you get to a point where you are ready to submit. And I'm telling you that if you're fortunate to find the right mentor at the right time in your life, and the mentor also finds you, that is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience that I would encourage all of you to look forward to. That single experience has accelerated my life many times over, because I've been able to learn from very, very wise people, because I believe that mentorship is wisdom without waiting. So to be able to learn from the mistakes of others, as well as their successes, as well as my own mistakes, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. So guys, listen, I appreciate you guys all for being here. Please listen to this call at least 2 or 3 times before next Sunday. Share this call with people that you love and care for. And I'm Romacio, the California Kid. I'll see you guys all next Sunday. Goodbye, everybody, and thanks for listening.